What's going on, guys? Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we have a brand new update regarding the future of Tobey Maguire and his possible role regarding Peter Parker / Spider-Man in the future of really the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right on into it. Our sources today, of course, include The Direct and also Deadline, as the interview that Tobey Maguire actually had was with Deadline actually. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right into what he actually had to say and what the full quote had to say, end quote, in that conversation, the intention, the kind of love and celebration of these movies, and what it meant, I think, to Amy and Kevin was apparent. And to me, when artists or, people who are steering the creative process have kind of authentic, genuine intent of celebration and love, it's just so apparent in both of them, and that, I don't know, I just wanted to join that. So really, in the end, is what it seems like. I mean, of course, Toby's going to be in it for the money, because it's a lot of money that's involved with it. This is one of the biggest corporations, multi-million, billion-dollar company at that in the entirety of the world, honestly. So, of course, he's going to do it for a bit of money, but he really came back for the overall experience of not only portraying Spider-Man once again, but also joining that element of creativity that is within it, and the authentic wants of these people, like such as Kevin Feige, wanting these characters to come back and rejoin each other in a movie, and furthermore to even furthermore develop these characters at that in their own upcoming future films, whether that is in the MCU or their separate films or regarding their own separate universes at that. The interview goes on furthermore, in quotes here from Tobey Maguire himself, and I'm a big fan of Tom in those movies and Andrew, so it was definitely intriguing, but yes, I was also going, well, what are we going to do? And that was a bit of mysterious. I did appreciate what was shared, but it was really about getting together with these people and revisiting what was part of my history and getting a chance to come together. These are personal things too, which are kind of resolutions or a way to revisit. I'm not quite sure how to put it, just to get back into that. I don't want to say close the chapter, but revisit and have certain resolutions, and join in the loving and creative spirit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that one is a little bit confusing, but in the end, he's pretty much just essentially saying, a little bit of a recap here, is that his chapter isn't closed to Spider-Man, and he'd be more than happy to revisit and rejoin and have even more Spider-Man come from him. This could very well possibly be another Sam Raimi trilogy, including Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. Spider-Man 4 was in development actually before it actually had been cancelled, and then they moved on to Andrew Garfield. And of course, there is a lot of different fan campaigning out there that a lot of fans surprisingly all of a sudden want The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I kind of want to speak on that one in a separate video because it's kind of confusing and up in the air. This overall video is really regarding about Tobey Maguire and his future of Spider-Man. So he's essentially saying is that he doesn't want to close this chapter quite yet, because it's really where his, I feel like, acting career really took off here, and where he was really be able to make a name for himself, and to come back to that and have the opportunity to come back to that, and you'd totally be open to that, of course. I think that's just undoubtedly without going and saying, and as I already mentioned, this is like a multi-billion-dollar company at that, so they've definitely got the money, but the real question is, do they have the right intentions to actually make a good story, and that is actually meaningful, and that's actually creative, and that would actually inspire people at that? I think the answer could lie with yes. That's something that they very well are for, but at the same time, you have to also regard that they do truly care about their films. They're not just trying to make films just for money as a cash grab type of deal. It's really all one giant cinematic universe, and they really want to all kind of connect it here at some point in time. And that's really exactly what they're doing. That really is what the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is at that. That's what they have been doing. So where on earth could we see Tobey Maguire reappear and pop up here in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or maybe even his own type of universe back in the same Raimi universe and trilogies with that, and having another trilogy, another Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire alongside having Tom Holland and his Spider-Man trilogy? I think something would be really, really cool, honestly. I definitely think that they're also going to do another Spider-Verse movie at some point in time as well. It just kind of remains of where, when, and how type of deal. So looking out for that. I definitely think that we could see Tobey Maguire if the rumors could be true. And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't and don't really plan to follow the Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness leaks or anything like that. Rumors as closely as I did with Spider-Man No Way Home. It, to an extent, ruins the aspects of expecting stuff and not expecting stuff, and kind of spoils the movie to a certain extent, where you're expecting stuff to happen and where you're not expecting stuff to happen. It's something I kind of want to get into a separate video as well. But of course, as I had mentioned plenty of times, I definitely think that we could see Tobey Maguire come back here for a Sam Raimi type of trilogy here, for a second trilogy, and continuing on that Spider-Man adventure with Spider-Man 4, and continuing and developing that story with the Spider-Man 5 and Spider-Man and 6, all with Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi. I also think that we very well could see him somewhere in the Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness pop up again. I think would be really, really cool to see him once again appearing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and getting more involved with it, and maybe even becoming a familiar face at some point in time. And of course, same thing goes for Andrew Garfield and the Amazing Spider-Man as well, guys. I want to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. Would you want to see more of Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man and returning here for even more MCU content, or maybe his own universe and projects at that? Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think. Drop a like in the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help the channel. And check out Instagram, unofficial MCU, for more Marvel-related content. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, of course, remember, with great power comes great responsibility. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.